cognitive type disabilities. And with that category, she also is known to wander about the premises. I guess this is a common thing in that lane. She is equipped with a body alarm, which is supposed to activate when she is in areas where she's unsupervised and or unauthorized to be, such as going outside unsupervised and things like that. So around 4:45 yesterday morning, they noticed her missing from her room. Our information is limited as it is still under investigation. Many interviews are being conducted today as we speak, so we will give out what we can. When they noticed her missing, they began to check the interior of the facility to no avail. The search extended into the outdoor area, and once they got to the front of the building, they looked to the right, which is south near the post office. They found a body on the ground that appeared to be unresponsive. They quickly realized it was her, and they responded with a wheelchair to bring her back inside and begin warming efforts. She had a low pulse at the time, they claim. We're verifying all of that. And that was at notice missing at 4:45 in the morning. We get the call at 6:23 a.m. to respond. We responded with an ambulance. The ambulance was not called prior to. Paramedics pronounced her deceased. She succumbed to her mental and physical health at that point. That was at 6:46 a.m. At that point, our patrol officers, who were the first on scene, assessed the situation and recognized that there are questions that still need to be answered. They went up the chain of command, and the detective division responded, and they have been working the case ever since. So at this point in time, there are different things that are in play here. Did the alarm system work as advertised? Is there a database for that where we can verify it? Did the exposure to the cold that day play a part in this? And what was her overall general health? Did something happen? Did she have a heart attack, et cetera? The medical examiner did respond and took custody of the body, so we could hopefully get some answers to these questions. At this point, we are not pointing the finger at anyone in the organization, but we are in a fact-finding phase.
And that's the very latest from Lieutenant Paul Cherniak of Windsor Locks. Very disturbing to hear. If you are just joining us, I'm Kara Sundlin bringing you developing news on the death of a 93-year-old woman. Her name's Margaret Healy. She was found out in the snow in very cold temperatures yesterday morning. They now know that she wandered off. This is an Alzheimer's patient who's supposed to have a body alarm. They don't know why it didn't go off, or someone wasn't able to detect that she had wandered off. She had a history of wandering off. It happened at 4:45 a.m., and for some reason, police were not called until 6:23. And then at 6:45 a.m., she was declared dead. This is something that, as police just said, they're in the fact-finding phase of this, and her family, understandably distraught. They want to know how this could have happened. She was at the Bickford. This is the Bickford Health Center, again in Windsor Locks. And if you remember, the wind chills on Sunday morning at that time would have been below zero. And when she was found outside, she still had a pulse, but ultimately she was pronounced dead not long after they had called police, about 6:45 a.m. Again, she had wandered off at 4:45 a.m. According to police, is what I have here. 6:23, someone called. They're going to be in that fact-finding mission to determine What took so long? Why did they not call police or the ambulance somewhere in between that 4:45 a.m. and 6:23 a.m. after they had discovered that she went missing? And it took them, it seems like from that interview that we just heard from Lieutenant Paul Cherniak of the Windsor Locks Police Department, it took them some time to go outside and realize that they had found her body in the snow, got her a wheelchair, brought her inside, and the official cause of death will later be determined by the medical examiner's office. This is a very disturbing story, as we have a 93-year-old woman who also was known to the Waterbury community. Apparently, she was a teacher in her early years, known as Peggy Healy, her legal name Margaret Healy. Her family is looking into what she might have been trying to do. I read some reports from some of our print partners that say that perhaps she was trying to go home, which for her would have been her previous home before she was at the Bickford Health Center. For all of us and all of the people in the community who do have loved ones in these long-term and short-term care facilities and are trusting them to keep their loved ones safe, this is obviously a very difficult story to hear. We don't have a lot of answers right now. Lieutenant Paul Cherniak being careful to say he's not pointing his finger at anyone, and they're in the fact-finding mission. Our reporters are also working on this story at the time right now being 2:39 as we're streaming to you on WFSB Plus. We will be investigating this throughout the afternoon and bringing you everything we find out, starting on Eyewitness News at 4. So we'll continue to follow the story of this 93-year-old woman found dead after she'd been found in the cold, wandered off from a long-term care facility in Windsor Locks. So I'm Kara Sundlin, and we're going to keep working on this story for you. And I'll be bringing you the very latest on Eyewitness News at 4. In the meantime, we do have Great Day Connecticut coming up both on Channel 3 and streaming on WFSB Plus. I also want to refer you to our WFSB app and our WFSB.com, as we'll continue to send push alerts to you as we find out anything before we bring you full reports coming up on Eyewitness News. So for now, I'm going to send you back to your regular programming. We'll bring you back here for Great Day Connecticut as we continue to work on this developing story.